Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Mess Hall Podcast. Today, we are bringing back some pumpkin spice. We did a awesome pumpkin spice episode last year, and I hope it's going to be another awesome one this year. So, let's. What are we going to try first? We got a whole bunch of pumpkin stuff. So,
well, we're going to talk about pumpkin first.
Okay.
Pumpkin spice. We went through a lot of stuff last year, so I'm limited. But just a reminder, it's just a mix of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and some have allspice. It doesn't taste like pumpkin unless it says pumpkin flavor, and sometimes pumpkin pie flavor, but just it's a spice generally. There's lots of haters out there. There's a lot of haters.
Yeah, there are. But
I heard... because they say, oh, it's a basic white girl thing. I heard that there's a lot of misogyny around that. Like, that's the theory. Just like putting someone down for what they like, and especially women. Some people just don't like the marketing scheme around it.
Yeah.
For one, I like that. It's no different than gingerbread stuff at Christmas for me.
Yeah, I guess so, when you think of it that way. But I think you made a good point last week where you just said instead of pumpkin spice, apple spice should be the better choice for the fall, because I think apple spice, last week we had a really good episode and it was really fun. I really liked a lot of the stuff. So
I don't know, is there an apple pie spice?
Cinnamon, brown sugar. I think you can get apple pie spice.
Yeah, I feel too. McCormick's was the first pumpkin.
Yeah,
so.
And I don't know exactly what's in it. I suppose I could look it up. I'm not the research department here, so
I didn't think to look it up. I don't think of everything to look up. Yeah, so you mentioned last week apple spice. It was apple cinnamon Cheerios. We have pumpkin spice Cheerios actually made with real pumpkin. So yes, but the pumpkin nutrition, like, it's not reflected in the nutrition. There's no beta carotene, vitamins A or C in the Cheerios, which pumpkins have. Now, Cheerios has promoted itself as, it says they said that they could bring cholesterol levels down in 6 weeks. And the FDA was like, I don't know about that. If you want to say that, in 2009, they said, you're going to have to then say you're a drug and apply to be a drug.
Huh.
And then they say it may lower cholesterol now.
May.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about Cheerios before, so let's just dive in. I'm excited.
I had some when you were talking there, and I thought they were all right.
Subtle.
The pumpkin subtle. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's more subtle than the apple ones that we tried last week, but it was still nice. They were all right, but they weren't as prominent as the apple ones.
Now, I tried giving a picky kid apple cinnamon Cheerios, and he put it in his mouth and took it out, and that was still a win. Maybe he'd be more receptive to this because it's not as strong of flavor, but it's nice. I mean, I don't know. Plain Cheerios just to eat like this isn't necessarily a thing.
No, it was all right though. Like I said, it was fine, but it's not like a pow in your face pumpkin. So
yeah, but maybe that's all right too.
Maybe.
So the other thing we have with pumpkins, which I'm pretty excited, that is pumpkin, made with pumpkin, are Dandy's vegan marshmallows, pumpkin flavor. So Dandy's has been around since 2008. The owner, Ryan, can't read my own writing, Havad, realized that his kid, a vegan since birth, had never had a marshmallow. So he was a food process engineer, and he made some vegan marshmallows. So there's no gelatin in them, which they call a yucky animal-based ingredient on their website. So I'm pretty excited. They're slightly orange and mini.
Yeah, they are quite small, but they're kind of cool.
They have a nice texture.
Mm-hmm.
If the pumpkin spice Cheerios were subtle, this is even more subtle. I don't taste pumpkin. And it's not pumpkin spice. It's just pumpkin, I think.
They definitely have that commercial
Marshmallow.
marshmallowy texture flavor to
Seeing
them.
if he can read my mind to pass me a bag.
But yeah, I think we're in a new marshmallow bracket after trying those marshmallows from the Strathmore Farmers Market in Edmonton. But
Yeah.
these, I don't know.
They're just a marshmallow. I don't taste pumpkin. I'm very disappointed.
Yeah,
that
I think
don't
if I
taste
was
pumpkin.
making like Rice Krispie squares with them, I'd hope for a bigger, like pumpkin flavor. But yeah, it just
Or
wasn't
anything.
there. It was kind of boring.
It was no different than a plain marshmallow. Maybe
Yeah.
even less flavor than a plain marshmallow.
Yeah.
Because there's no vanilla. Or maybe there is, but
Yeah, I can see that. I get that.
it does have a little bit of a different texture, but it's not bad.
No, you're right. It's
But again, you can't compare the homemade marshmallows to these. I mean, they're not that bad. I keep eating them. But
yeah,
yeah, I keep wanting more pumpkin flavor. If you're
yeah,
pumpkin flavor, go for it.
yeah. Exactly. Make sure it's in there, like pow, in your face, pumpkin.
Yeah, who wants a pumpkin flavor if you can't taste the pumpkin?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dandies. Great name, though.
There was while you're getting ready for your next story, there was a little corner store in my hometown named Dandy's when we were kids, so we have a local connection with that name.
I'd say nobody would care, but I know some of our listeners and watchers out there are from Pictou.
So shout out to Dandy's, which is no longer there because it became a dollar store and burned down last year. So
Oh, well, that's a really sad story. I'm really sad over that, but
so
do
where
you know
are we
what
off to
might
next?
perk me up?
Some pumpkin flavor.
Some pumpkin spice kettle corn from Boom Chicka Pop. Now, I couldn't remember if we had this company on when we did our popcorn episode. I don't
It sounds familiar. Do they make chips or something as well?
know. I don't think they make kettle corn popcorn with simple ingredients, just like the other company, just simple, real ingredients. Yeah, it was a Minnesota woman who made them in her garage and then sold them. And then in 2001, Kong Agro Brands Inc. paid $250 million for the brand. Now you might be we've come across this company before. They have like Orville Redenbacher and Hunt's, Duncan Hines, Vlasic. But I'm pretty excited for these. And if Avery could just pass me some instead of making me have to wrestle him for it.
You're not getting any of these.
We have a whole bag, and I like popcorn more than you do. Okay, I'll just sit here sadly. Was that one in your mouth? Did you bite that one in half?
I did.
It's COVID. I'll still eat it, but I'll more disgust it. So what did you think? Oh,
Exactly. It's good.
it's like a caramel corn.
Yeah, it's like caramel. Has a really pumpkin spice flavor on there, which is really nice.
And they don't have any pumpkin in it. We're not
Yeah.
expecting a pumpkin flavor.
It's sweet. It reminds me of, I don't know, maybe like sweet potato pie almost, but more pumpkin. Like, obviously more pumpkin-y, but has that flavor to it. Like, there's this like softness in there. Like,
Almost reminds me of white chocolate.
yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that.
Big clumps.
Yeah, it was really good. Now
Yeah.
you can see why I didn't want to give you any.
The caramel, or they must have brown sugar in it for sure, is really good. And the pumpkin spice isn't like in your face, but it's but that sweetness really, that was better than I expected.
Yeah,
Kettle corn is good.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
For anyone wondering, I am having the apple tea from last week.
And
I should have looked for pumpkin tea.
if anybody's wondering, I'm having water,
Nobody cares what you're doing.
but not from last week. It's fresh from the
Nobody
tap.
cares what you're drinking. Also, did you know that if you drink from a copper cup, apparently you get some copper minerals?
Oh,
But
good.
you shouldn't drink too much because you can only have so much. Yeah, That's just my little aside on a copper cup. So we went from speaking of big food companies like Conger brand, we're at Quaker pumpkin spice oatmeal. Yeah, so Quaker. It's the first time we did something from Quaker, I believe. So Quaker was the Quaker Mill Company in 1877, and then it actually went bankrupt, and then a whole bunch of mills kind of went together, and they made the Quaker Oats Company in 1901. So they've been around for a while.
Nice.
So they got the name Quaker because one of the owners read an article saying that Quakers were pure and honest, so he chose the Quaker man to kind of reflect that in their company. And the Quakers actually didn't care that until an ad in the 90s when Popeye eats oats instead of spinach, and then he has enough energy to like beat up Bluto and different ads, sharks and aliens, and the Quakers were like, we're against violence, and then they were upset by that, which is fair.
I get that. I understand that one.
I'm kind of surprised it didn't take them that long, but I guess Quakers don't care. I don't know. Yeah, so there were some great promotions with Quaker Oats Company. One was save so many labels and you get a double boiler to cook the oatmeal in. And I've never cooked an oatmeal in a double boiler. Has anyone of you?
No, but I've used a Spurtle before.
Yes, we've used Spurtles before. But yeah, another was to get a radio. But the best was in 1902. You could send in the box and you could get a small piece of land, like some 10 by 10 feet piece of land in Milford, Connecticut. Yeah, but it didn't prove to be that good because there was a lot to do in getting the deeds legalized, a lot of paperwork. And then they couldn't always find the owners, the city, so they couldn't collect taxes on this land. And they eventually ended up putting it in foreclosure in the mid-70s.
Yeah.
But also, in 1955, they gave away deeds to land in the Klondike. And I don't know if that turned out well or not. I didn't do that follow-up. So it's now owned by Pepsi, but anyway, I almost was so mad at Quaker that I almost was like, no, I'm out. Because one of their worst controversies wasn't Popeye. It was from 1946 to 1953 when company researchers, along with MIT and Harvard researchers, used special needs kids for testing. They told the parents that the kids were part of a science club, and that they were being fed nutritious food. What they didn't mention to the parents were they were being fed radioactive calcium and iron. So the parents sued, and it wasn't settled until December 31st, 1997.
Wow.
Now, just to go back, 1946 to 1953, this happened. So, I mean, they got over that controversy. We're still eating Quaker, and I'm going to eat my cold pumpkin spice oatmeal.
If you're looking for a good pow of pumpkin spice, I would say this is not it.
But it tastes pumpkin-y. There's no pumpkin in this, but
I don't know. It's just I felt lacking.
Is there pumpkin in this? Am I wrong? Yeah, it doesn't compare to like a cinnamon or cinnamon brown sugar.
They don't have pumpkins on the oatmeal. There's pumpkins in the background, but there's like big walnuts on the oatmeal.
Or pecans. Or pecans. Yeah, this is really bland. I mean, their oatmeals are not bland.
So just to go back, oat fiber helps reduce cholesterol.
Oh, it does help.
A little heart on the bottle.
I would say there might be more oats in this than Cheerios, so. But yeah, I mean, I like quick oats. They usually have a lot of flavor, or sometimes I just eat them plain. But anyway, this is really nothing. I can't even taste. It's not even subtle. I think they forgot it. Wow. I mean, again, the apple cinnamon, really good. This, not so good. I mean, I still eat 3 spoonfuls just to make sure that it wasn't that it was.
So just reading some of the comments while you're getting ready for your next spiel, but I had to give her some, Adam. I'm sorry. She probably would have beat me up or at least kicked me in the mouth when I'm sleeping.
Well, like Popeye, I got super strong after that oatmeal.
And yeah, Vernon, not only does it look yummy, it is yummy if he's talking about popcorn. So
yeah. He's staying with us, Avery's cousin, and he's just trying to get some popcorn, I think. You're not getting any, Vern. Now, I'll be lucky if I get any more. So we went from one breakfast thing to another. Very healthy oats. Now we're going to Pumpkin Spice International Delight Coffee Creamer.
Oh, not fudge.
No. So this coffee creamer, for anyone who has ever had it, is lactose free. And they have some good kinds when I looked at, and I think more in the States than here. You can get Buddy the Elf Sugar Cookie. You can get white chocolate raspberry and Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, which I've never seen in the store. And today, according to a hashtag on their website, apparently tomorrow is National Coffee Day. So they're saying, International Delight, that today is National Creamer Day. Makes sense. It's like it was National Daughters Day on Facebook and then Son's Day. So I guess we're having shots of creamer. I mean, I should have made some coffee.
Creamer.
And if you ever don't look in the ingredients of these things. There's a lot of scary ingredients.
Wow.
That might be too sweet, but I don't usually drink it like this. Maybe a little.
That might be good in hot chocolate as well.
I've seen frosting made with these creamers.
Yeah, frosting would be good. It has a really nice pumpkin flavor. It's really good, like sweet, pumpkin-y.
I just finished a bottle of their Oreo, and now I'm moving on to this. That's nice.
It is.
I feel it's pumpkin pie with whipped cream. I think I can almost, I guess because it's cream. I don't think there's any actual pumpkin in it, though. But I can't wait to have that in my coffee tomorrow. I'll see what it's like in this apple tea.
I was going to say, I'm usually just a pure tea drinker. I wonder how that would be in some tea.
Probably good.
Thanks, Selena. Now back to you.
Probably. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited because that's a big bottle. I couldn't find the small one, so I'm glad I like it because I would be kind of stuck with that. And yeah, so the next thing we have is St. Julie. I can't read my writing. Yeah, St. Julie Pumpkin Spice Fudge. It's a company based out of Quebec. I couldn't find much about them. Most of it said where you can find the products and that it's out of St. Julie, Quebec. So I just went for it with some facts about fudge.
Fudge facts.
Yeah, so the name, how they got fudge is in the 1600s, it used to mean to fit together. In the 1800s, it changed and meant hoax. And then in the mid 1800s, the word fudge changed to mess up, like, oh, fudge, like a kid's expletive, you know? And then it's believed to derive from that because someone made a mistake while making caramels and hence fudge. It's a creamier version of the Scottish tablet. Do you remember when we had that? Yeah.
Yeah, which was really good.
And in 1906 in Hollywood, the hot fudge sundae was invented. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Now how would a hot fudge or hot? Yeah, I guess it would still be fudge if it's pumpkin spice. I'm excited. I like fudge, but
I can see where it's very relatable to the Scottish tablet. Not as sweet. I remember maybe a little bit grainier on the tablet.
Yeah, it's creamy. Yeah.
But yeah, I really like fudge. I'm a huge fudge fan.
I mean, this is a
there's some dirty
fudge.
jokes in there.
Yeah, I bit my tongue. I mean, this is a packaged fudge, so
there is some kind of fudge packer around then.
We I mean, the last fudge we had, and normally to get fudge, it's at either Banff or we got it at the farmers market.
Yeah, it's probably Banff because
farmers market we had this year, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we had some on the show. We had like a Jolly Rancher fudge, which
Mm.
was good.
I don't
But
taste
yeah,
pumpkin spice.
very subtle on the pumpkin. A little bit at the back, but maybe that's still some of the sweetness from the creamer coming through. But like the texture of the fudge was really good. I thought it was
Yeah.
good fudge,
It was good fudge.
but it needed more
If
pumpkin
you're doing
flavor.
pumpkin spice, go with pumpkin spice. People want to taste it. We
Yeah.
buy it to taste it. If you don't like pumpkin spice, you're not buying it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I have a rant coming on. I might need some alcohol to calm me down, maybe in the mead form. So we have pumpkin spice mead from Tamarack Jack. Is that what it's called? I forget.
Yeah.
I didn't do research on
Tamarack
this because we
Jacks.
talked about this. We had other mead from them. We bought this way back in July for this episode. So we're not going to talk about the company too much. They made a great mead, sparkling mead that we had. So the oldest alcoholic drink is believed to be mead. Apparently, the theory goes that foragers probably drank rain-flooded beehive water, like just straight out of the beehive that just naturally fermented, and mead, also called the nectar of the gods in Greek. Yeah, so apparently God's messengers were sent, and they were bees were God's messengers, so that they made mead magical. Like, that's why it's so good, because it was the bees were sent from God.
I'm going to pass
Now
the
the
torch
name
cup to you.
honeymoon actually has a tie-in with mead. So in medieval times, for an entire moon cycle after a wedding, the bride was to drink mead, or to help become fertile and have kids. And it was also usually this mead was part of her dowry. How much mead? It wasn't just the bride; they both drank it. So honeymoon.
Nice. Let's
I'm
give
excited.
this mead a try.
I have to take a couple of sips because it mixed weirdly with the fudge that was so kind of lingering. That's not a negative thing on this. That's just like maybe not have fudge and mead. It makes some good mead. It's no, I don't want to use the word subtle again because it's more prominent than other things we've had.
Yeah, I find it's a nice after note.
Yeah. Could you pass it to me, please? Thanks. I'm just curious if they call it pumpkin spice mead. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's very nice at the back, like finishing off with this nice pumpkin flavor. You get the initial sweetness, you get that mead, that honey flavor in there as well, right at the first. The nice pumpkin at the end. So,
I feel if it was stronger, it would take from the mead.
yeah,
I think it's a perfect balance.
It's a fine balance of mead and pumpkin. So
I feel like I want to make a pun, but I have nothing.
I know. I've been trying to think of pumpkin.
I shouldn't even say that, but
I've been trying to think of pumpkin puns all day, and I just haven't found any.
me either.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll drink some more mead and something will come up. But yeah. So what did you think of these delicacies, delectables, treats?
Well, as everybody saw, I've been keeping on going back for this popcorn because it is amazing.
Oh, I saw that you ate exactly a quarter of a cup.
All around, some disappointments of not having that pumpkin flavor, like just pow right there.
Just go for it, company.
Yeah, because I'm like, we talked about the Tamarack Jack, how it was nicely balanced with the meat flavor and pumpkin flavor. But, I don't need oat flavor and pumpkin flavor balancing. I don't need my Cheerios balancing.
Yeah, I don't need to necessarily taste, like, I don't have plain Cheerios if you're just going to have plain Cheerios.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even taste like Cheerios.
That International Delight, though, that is pumpkin right there.
Yes, pumpkin pie. I mean, it makes me want it, a pumpkin pie, just picture on it. The popcorn, I know you like.
Yeah.
And, like, nothing was bad. It's just, I wanted more flavor for
And I have to say, that's the first time I've ever had an International Delight.
Oh, yeah, you don't drink coffee.
Because I don't drink coffee, so I don't put stuff in it. And I thought it was a good product. It was like I said, pumpkin right there, pow, right. It's going in your face, and the popcorn was amazing. The drink, the mead was really good too.
Yep.
But yeah, some stuff was just disappointing, and we haven't had a lot of disappointing stuff
It
in a
wasn't
long
gross.
time.
It wasn't bad. It was
No, I would not say
disappointing.
gross.
Nothing was bad.
I just think it needs more pumpkin flavor.
This marshmallows, good marshmallows, just for a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Same with the Cheerios. And I've had I'm kind of disappointed in the Cheerios because I've tried a lot of different kinds that taste really amazing. And really, like the blueberry is so blueberry.
Yeah, you're right.
Banana, I had banana bread just this weekend. That was good. But this is too subtle.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to keep on saying disappointing, but it kind of was. And some stuff was just so good and some stuff not so good. And
yeah, so I guess part of it might be marketing. You buy it, but people that, like I said, it doesn't. People who are going to buy it are going to buy it because they want pumpkin spice.
Exactly.
It's only limited time. I will tell you, I've had International Delight for a while, and I believe Adam is still on here. He was a coworker of mine and would sweetly bring a bottle of coffee creamer into work when I was a cook. Not necessarily for me, but he shared with staff. It wasn't just for me. And that was my first dealings with International Delight. If you're still doing that, Adam, I suggest bringing the pumpkin spice for your coworkers. They will, and if they don't appreciate it, they're stupid.
Yeah, so like we said, some good stuff, some bad stuff, but
I'm still using pumpkin spice in stuff that I bought last year, and
when we did it on toast.
Yeah, and I'd prefer it over just cinnamon because there's more.
Yeah, but I think we're going to sign off and deliver some sad news before we go. This is going to be one of our last videos for a while. Life is getting hectic, and we're still going to be doing the podcast, so don't worry about that. I think this video is going to take a little break. Maybe we'll have some special videos here and there coming up.
Just life. Maybe when COVID's over.
Yeah, because we really want to do. I've been enjoying the videos. I like the instant feedback. It's been great. And
this is for you, Mary, who said her favorite part of last week's episode was when I yelled at our son to put his pajamas on. I'd rather not have to do that.
Yeah. So like I said, hopefully we'll get back into videos at some point, and it will be fun when we do, and hopefully we'll have some guests on again. I think we're probably going to have a guest coming up for our Pop-Tarts episode. If we did it without him, his mother might call us and yell at us, so we definitely have to have Kevin back.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I hope everybody has fun. Thanks for enjoying the video podcast for the last 7 months?
March, maybe. Yeah, maybe April, but I think we started in March.
So
I feel like I want to say keep fit and have fun, but that's I don't think you can just steal people's sign-offs like that.
But like I said, we're still going to do the audio version. We have that coming up. After this one, the audio comes out Wednesday, and next week is our 150th episode of the Mess Hall podcast.
Yeah.
So keep on mess halling. We need
All
a better
that
sign
mess. I will if anyone has any ideas.
Amanda had a whole bunch of good ones for us at one point. But
all right, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thanks.